Southern California, the Channel Islands constitute one of the most unique and biologically abundant marine regions in the country. For years, the fishermen of California have depended on this area for their livelihood and way of living. Now, conservationists and scientists show concern that the fishing may have harmful effects on the environment, and they have taken their cause to the community and government in an attempt to curtail the fishermen's access to the islands.
There are 4 major fishing ports in the Tri-Counties area, and the Channel Islands are the main fishing grounds for those harbors. On any given year, there's about $20 million of fresh seafood that's landed in those harbors, and it's an integral part of the waterfront community infrastructure and the economy of the local businesses that work around the waterfront and in the harbor itself.
Chris Miller, local lobster trapper and ecology-minded citizen, has volunteered to represent the fishing community in their fight to preserve their way of living.
I got into the marine reserve issue, basically represent myself as an independent commercial fisherman. And later on, I started working and trying to organize other fishermen to get involved. It's a hard job to do because most fishermen didn't get into the business to be organized. Yeah, I learned how to fish from a guy in the traditional style. I apprenticed under him. Here's a picture of him. His name was Gene Hall. He came out of Santa Monica, and he started fishing before the war. He'd been fishing 50 years when he died. This is the boat here. Actually, I learned how to fish on, did my apprenticeship on it. I'm restoring it. The lobster fishery has had a lot of colorful people in it. The guy that taught me is one of the most colorful. One of the hardest things about dealing with this reserve issue is that they've tried to promote reserves as a crisis, a way to solve the problem of everything being overfished. Well, there's been some problems with some fisheries. My fishery, the lobster fishery, has been acknowledged as one of the best managed fisheries in the state, and they still have to resort to attacking it.
Urchin divers prepare in the early morning en route to the islands. Although the air is warm year-round, the water never gets above 65 degrees, and wetsuits are used when diving. The fishermen use kelp from the large kelp forests around the islands to create a slick mash, which allows them to put on the suits more easily. Because of the lengths of time needed to bring in a full catch, the fishermen use an air generator and oxygen supply hose as opposed to compressed air tanks.
We didn't just get into fishing to exploit the resource. We got into it because we love the islands and we love getting out there. And we're into keeping those resources together so we can keep doing that. And there's a lot more to it than just being a fisherman. It's part of the whole culture of being a waterman in California. Being a surfer, being a diver, learning how to live on the land, on the water. It's an outdoor way of life, and it's about being involved in a small community, your harbor, and being really tight with people, knowing them for decades, and having the oral history of the fishery.
The hand-collected sea urchins are shipped all over the world. Italy, Japan, and the sushi market all demand significant quantities of urchin, known as uni, on restaurant menus. The Channel Islands are one of the most abundant resources for urchin diving, squid fishing, and lobster trapping. Each of these industries represents a community of fishermen and their lifestyles. Regulations are necessary to maintain the biological abundance of these regions which support the waterman culture. But if consideration is not made for the fishermen who require fishing as a means of support and living, these maritime communities could vanish.
It's time for me to go. The autumn moonlight's my way. But now I smell the rain, and with it pain, and it's heading my way.
It's a lot more than just catching fish. It's learning how to test yourself.
But I know about one thing I got to do. I ran along. And now's the time is now. Sing my song. I'm going round the world. I gotta find my girl on my way. I've been this way 10 years till the day. Ran along. I found the queen of all my dreams. Got no time for spreading rumors. The time has come to be gone. And though our health we drank 1,000 times, it's time to ramble on.